Hi, we are continuing the journey of lecha, go forth. Abraham left the place called Uz and he went to Canaan, and from Canaan to Egypt, and he met the Pharaoh and he earned something and he moved from there, and then the area they possessed called Goshen. But in all these story, we are missing one important character, that is Lot. Lot was Abraham's nephew, and he was the only one person who joined him with this journey. Abraham, from his age of 3 until 50 years or 48 years, he was struggling to find who God was, and he wanted to join with the monotheistic God. His heart was towards the monotheistic God, not the polytheistic God. But these stories are not written in the Bible. The Bible is a condensed form of the Torahs, but there are tangible evidences, books and written by rabbis and the scholars and sages, which is available in the Hebrew library. We need to understand the Hebrew language and their books to add up to the story, so that the story gets more exciting and more powerful, more strength, and you can see the Almighty's hands all over the stories. So that's why I'm adding up to you guys, because you may not be having an opportunity to read those things, where I learned it from Israel so that I can give it to you. So Abraham was a person who was totally against the polytheistic gods, and he was looking into a monotheistic, and whole village or whole family's relations were so against him. It said that at one point of time he was thrown into lion's den also, but he didn't leave and he didn't back up, and he went and told for, tried to find out, identify the monotheistic God, and finally at the age of 73 he got a call from God. Same way Moses was trying to identify himself, though he was living in the palace, though he was trained in the Egyptian way, he finally identified himself with when one of his Hebrew brother was slave, and he got beatings from an Egyptian soldier. Automatically his blood boiled, and he went and killed the Egyptian soldier. This all the the inner chemistry automatically works into these characters, and they exhibit it. They are all working for God. They are working for all the, even Caleb and the other person who went into Joshua, who went into the, Canaan and came back and said, when all the remaining 10 people, they don't want to get into the Canaan, but they came and told that they can take over the Canaan. This is all which shows their passion towards God. They automatically connect themselves, and then they get called from them. At the age of 73 and at the age of 80s, So the same way, nowadays, I'm getting surprised about when people say, I got called from God at the age of, whatever the age is. Regardless of ages, the modern day Christianity get calls when they're suffering for their own purposes. Probably they might have not, gotten some visa or something, or they were suffering in some kind of a poverty level, they didn't get employment, or probably they may be in some kind of a health issues problem. Everything focus on the personal levels, and then they come and say that, oh, I received a call like this, I got a call, and I took this one. It is totally contradiction towards the biblical heroes when they got the calls. We need to identify exactly what people are telling and what people are talking about the calls. All right, let's move on to this one. Is it money involved in this matter? Is money important to our life or not? It's very important. Green goes all over the world. It's totally important, money. But how it is handled and how we can control the money is totally important in the spiritual perspective. Lot went along with Abraham. And Lot was the only one person who was a disciple, almost disciple of Abraham. He supported him all the way through when he was in the place called Uz. And he admired Abraham, he followed Abraham, and he listened to Abraham. And when Abraham left, he also joined with them and he came. Such a wonderful disciple, fantastic relationship between Abraham and Lot. And now they were in the journey to Egypt, and they were stopped by the customs. And Abraham was telling all the stories about Sarah, that she was his sister and everything. But Lot would have become rich or more rich if he would have told to the Egyptian people that Abraham was a husband of Sarah. Probably they would have killed Abraham and taken Sarah, and they might have offered money to Lot. Lot would have been easily rich by telling that. But Lot didn't say anything. He was following Abraham. He was giving words to Abraham, and he was watching Abraham what he was doing. In Egypt, there is they were afraid after the flood, when destroyed the whole world. They were afraid of the sin adultery. That's why they don't want to do adultery. Probably they may take murdering, it's okay for them, but adultery was totally trouble. That's why if anybody goes with their wife, and if they want to have the wife, they don't mind killing the person, but they don't want to do adultery. So they knew, that's why Abraham and Sarah knew about it. They studied very well about this ethical code in Egypt. That's why he had to tell that Sarah was his sister. So, and Lot was on this plan, and he didn't say a single word to the Egyptian people about Abraham and Sarah. And he never revealed anything about them. He just kept quiet, and he was just watching at them. Such a good man and a good disciple for him. But now, when the Pharaoh came to know that, and he was offering everything to Abraham, and also Lot got so much of portion because of Abraham. He was with Abraham. And now Abraham became rich, Lot became rich. They came back to this place, Goshen. And the Bible says that the earth could not able to, withhold it, or, because the heaviness of the wealth and property they brought back to their land. That much wealth they had. Now, when you earn that much of money, when the money is so much with you now, because you're from zero to now multiple amount of your wealth, that's where Satan works. Now, Lot's mind is full of money now. He become rich. He has a lot of animals and a lot of servants and so many things. He's so rich now. Totally, he changed his mind now. His mind is full of only money. Above the shoulders, the head was full of only money ball. So what happens? Lot's people and the Abraham's people were fighting each other. Now Abraham sees this one. Oh my goodness, what is it going on here? Okay, let's make a deal. I don't think so that you are, we both can stay in one place. So choose your place. Maybe you can go into the right side or left side. Just go. I don't think it's very wise enough to stay. And Lot picks up a place, very, straight, flat place where it looks like a place of, oasis or something. So he thought that that's a good place to settle, and he settled. That's the nearest place on the eastern side, on the Sodom and Gomorrah, which God was, destroyed in the early days. So Lot picks up a place, but remember that Abraham told him to leave. He was his own brother. He was his own nephew brother, and he was only one person who supported him all the way through. And then now Abraham takes a decision that Lot must leave. But he tells that you leave from here, but maybe you can go right or left. But Lot is the one person, he chose where to go. The point is here, because all this time God was with Abraham and he walked him through everything, even though along with the money and everything. And Abraham was not doing any mistakes in any place. He was fantastic leading. Now as a leader, as a servant of God, he must take some decision on this one, because now Lot is full of money minded now. Lot is now corrupted in his money thing. So now as a leader, as a God's servant, Abraham need to tell something. It is a must and should for him. He has to raise up and tell to Lot, you must leave. I cannot accommodate you anymore here. Same way in our life too. We may have running a house. Probably we may live in a place where our relatives or our own family doing some sins or something. It is our duty and responsibility for us to tell them to move out the place, because otherwise Abraham understood that Abraham also became the partner of the sin what Lot was doing. So Abraham knew about this, and that's why he said that, no, I cannot do this one, because This is a sinful act you're doing. I cannot make these people fighting like this. Now, Lot was trying to emulate Abraham. All this is he was acting up like a disciple and a calm, good servant. All of a sudden, when he got the riches, he wanted to emulate Abraham. So that's a problem. So that sin should not be there. So Abraham said, "Stop it! You're not going there." Now, Abraham, when he made Lot to move, he said that, "Lot, you go right or left." He made him to do, send him out, but he never said that, you should go far away from me. He was still loving him. You can just, go or right or left, stay close to me so that, I can see each of, you, and then I can be with you. That's how Abraham did. But Lot went on his own to a different place. The same way in our time period also. If we see in our area someone very close to us or someone very known to us, if they are doing some sin, and if you think that we are part of that, it might come into our part of that, we may have to tell them, step away, but not too far, just to be close so that I can work along with you, I can be with you. So the sin can come in any form. As I said that, Lot was a wonderful person, but when the money came in, today money rules the world. Money rules in everybody's mind. Even in the Christian community, even in the leadership community, even in the priesthood community, it is money which rules the world. Money should never rule any of us, especially when we have Christ in us. If that is what happening in our families, or we may have to step out and say, and it is our responsibility, we must raise up and tell, hey, I cannot allow this sin, not only money, but any other sin can be, there. We must raise up and say, I'm sorry, I cannot accept you as my husband or wife or son or brother or uncle or something because you are doing this sin. Stay away from me for some time. Once you clear up, probably we'll come on together. So if anybody is going through this type of a thing, don't worry, because it is good for you, because you're not becoming a part of that sin now. Because if you're going to allow that happens in your house, you're becoming the part of the sin. It is better to stay away the sin. When the sin is getting cleared, probably you can bring them back in. That is the best way to deal with. So, but Sodom and Gomorrah, Lot went out and he sinned a lot. What happened in his place? The own daughters becoming his own intimate people. And he had children born out of his daughters, which is you cannot even imagine about the sin, what happened over there. It is so worst, folks. So when anything happens in your family like this, be bold enough to tell, I cannot allow you to do this sin. Step away from it. Like Abraham said, stay away, but you go right or left. Yes, folks, this is the story of lecha in this today. And yesterday, I have done some fantastic job in preaching in the Jewish community. It went very well, but unfortunately, I don't know, the video is so big, it's 1 hour video that I can post it or not, I'm not sure. But if I get chance, I'll try to post it. But anyway, until then, when I come back to you with another Torah portion, you keep safe and Shabbat Shalom, Shavua Tov, peace.